What is up, nerds? I'm Taylor. This is my Cranky comic book review show. It is, I don't know, November 28th. And not a lot of comics this week. I'm okay with that because it was a long-ass day. And I'm just, look, I'm in my work gear and I look like a blue potato. Yeah, I read one book digitally this week. Okay, I read a couple, but I'm only going to talk briefly about one. I'm going to say it as the worst book of the week, even though it's probably really not, but that's just how I'm feeling. Doom Patrol, the last issue. Dennis Culver, somebody else on the art. If I remember, I'll put up a thumbnail thingy, but I'm probably not going to because I'm running late and I've got to heat my sad bachelor lasagna for dinner. Anyways, it ended. It's fine. It was one of those, like, typical, hey, I love it when the plan comes together endings. It just happened to involve members of the Doom Patrol. It was not weird enough. It was not goofy enough. It was not out there enough. And it wasn't, like, clever enough to be a good Doom Patrol book. And that's what I felt most about the entire miniseries. It was entertaining as a superhero story, but it failed miserably as a Doom Patrol story. So there you have it. And that's, I don't know, not that in-depth. I know, I'm sorry, people, but I have fucking lasagna cooking. It's not even cooking. If you hear a beep, it means the oven's preheated. And then, whatever. And, all right, and then worst physical book this week. The Last Days of Moon Knight. Moon Knight number 29. This is Jed MacKay and Sabatini in the art, which is the poor man's Capuccio, who was doing the art for the majority of the beginning of the run, and now it's just more abstracted and harder to follow. I don't mind abstract art. I like abstract art. I make abstract art. But, like, the action sequences of this are just fucking gibberish and hard to follow. And then, okay, look, it's The Last Days of Moon Knight. Moon Knight's going to die. Spoilers. Probably next issue, issue 30. Then they're going to restart it. It's fucking Marvel. It's what they do. I'm fine with most of that. Except for this big reveals of the villains in here, because it's what you do. You have the big reveal, and then you have the final stand down. The next issue. The problem is, the big reveal are deep cuts that have nothing to do with the previous 29 issues. Like, there's not introduced in there, they're not built up, they're not anything else. They're from previous runs of Moon Knight. I'd read some of them, I hadn't read all of them. I like Moon Knight, one of my favorite characters, blah, 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 but I can't read everything because I'm old and tired and cranky and a blue potato. So you're counting on the audience to give a shit about the big reveal here, but the big reveal wasn't set up at all, and that's my problem. Like, you have to set up things. If you're going to tell a typical superhero story where there's a big bad guy and a big evilly, revealy, typey thingy, set it up. Otherwise, you're failing as the first basic goddamn step of a comic book writer. And so, yeah, look, I haven't done this in a while, and I know I shouldn't because it's, fuck it. That one annoyed me. All right, next. We have Maria Lovett's Crave, number 1. This is a boner book. I mean, it's Maria Lovett. She writes her name on every page, so you know it's Maria Lovett. She's writing and drawing it. I like the art well enough. It's sketchy. It's illustraty. It's fine. You know what's going on in here. I think I've read some of her other stuff. I can't remember, but it feels familiar. And I vaguely remember her writing her name on every other page of some other book. Here's the thing. Crave is a social media app taking a college campus by storm. And it's basically just an app where people can tell each other they want to fuck. That's it. And then it sets a chain of events in motion, apparently, with, like, the main character who's repressed or hiding something or in a relationship or whatever. Don't really get into it. And then everyone else is getting buck wild, but he's not wanting to. And then at the end, yeah, don't want to spoil it, but it's fine. It's just, it seems like it's going for extreme, and it's not extreme. It's kind of mild. It's kind of like, all right. Grindr, Tinder, Friendster, MySpace, whatever. It's people are honest on social media because that's always the case. Except for in this case, they're not anonymous, so they, like, you can tell if somebody wants to bang you, or you can say if you want to bang somebody. Instead of just going up to somebody and saying, "Hey, you want to bang?" Like, you say it via the app, and that gives you chances, and then tells you what to do to bang them. Apparently, I don't know. It's a stupid book. Not throw over the shoulder stupid, because it'll probably get made into a movie because it seems like something that will show up on Netflix at 3 in the morning. But whatever. All right, next. This is a one-shot special doing the 50th anniversary, 40th anniversary, 1100th, and 50th of Howard the Duck, another one of my favorite characters. Chip Zdarsky does the framing story here, and it's fine. It's basically a what-if story, a couple of what-if stories in here. Some are better than others, but it's Howard. It's not deep. Like, you have how Chip Zdarsky and Joe Quinones, who did the last run of Howard with, and there's, living in a world he didn't make and not happy. And then there's what if Howard was the president? And then what if Howard was an X-Man? And then what was the third one? Oh, what if he was a Guardians of the Galaxy? The Guardians of the Galaxy was pretty weak. The X-Men one, it was fun enough. The president one is probably the most fun, and it features a obscure Marvel hero in there, and it's got stuff to say about society, but it's still kind of funny. It's an amusing light book. It's not going to harm anybody. Is it a great 50th anniversary? Nah, it's fine. But I mean, these anthology books are always tough, and humor is tough, and Howard the Duck is tough. So you have to get all these things right in order to really make it. And I think the closest one that comes is the President's Story. It's not leading into anything. Somebody else on another video said it's like the beginning of an ongoing. I really highly fucking doubt that. I don't think they're going to. I think this is just they're like, oh, we're gonna sell a book. Let's take some people that no one's ever heard of and let them write some shit. And that's cool. At least people get some chances. Like Zdarsky, well, he's big name now, but who's the? I'm not going to go through and find all these because Marvel irritates the shit out of me when you're trying to find who did what. But it's Daniel Kibblesmith and Annie Wu. Daniel Kibblesmith is the writer. Annie Wu is the artist on the President one. The art is fine. The writing actually not bad. The Guardians of the Galaxy is real verbose and kind of chunky. And the What If the X-Men one is it's amusing enough, I guess. So decent, not awful. We have Local Man by Fleeks and Seeley. Tony Fleeks and Tim Seeley. With art by Tony Fleeks. So this is a guy that was he's Crossjack, a made-up hero from Image in the 90s. Now he's living in a small town, he's kind of a douchebag, and everyone hates him because he used to be like the douchey 90s hero, and you're supposed to hate douchey 90s Image, but it's made by Image, so it's fucking meta. And now he's just solving crimes and helping humanity, sort of. Except for he's not really good at it, he thinks he is, and he gets drugged off his mind here. That's not much of a spoiler, it happens pretty early in the book. And then it's what happens. But yeah, he's trying to solve a murder mystery. It's entertaining. It's not going to change the world. I like the flip covers, so you get the 90s kind of cross-jack, douchey-looking guy with a shield, and then you get the sort of more modern, still kind of douchey-looking costume here. But it's a fun read. I've liked Local Man thus far. Quality, nice thick cover, decent paper quality. And if you're looking for just sort of a fun, pretty well done, post superhero romp that makes not too afraid to make fun of itself or of other things, but not a strict comedy book, you can do worse than Local Man. It's one of the better ones I've read in a while. Not the best book this week. We got a couple left here. Not many. We only have 2 books left. Titans, Beast World. Am I going to read every tie-in in this one? Probably goddamn not. But it's Tom Taylor and Ivan Rice. I think we're going to go with Ivan. I'm not looking anymore. I'm so sick of these people not putting their shit in the front where I can find it. Put it by the indicia. Anyways, a big thing he's attacking Earth, and Gar from Beast World, the Beast Boy, is involved. It's a setup to a big event. It's a winter event, so it's not a big summer event. It's a big Christmas event. It really it goes a little bit further into Beast Boy's powers and what he can and can't do, and there's consequences to it. It looks like it's setting up to be something pretty decent and fun. The art is pretty fantastic. It's trying its hardest to make the Titans the premier superhero team. Although you have Batman saying, you're the premier superhero team. So if Batman's got to tell you that you're the premier superhero team, you're really not. But there's big spacey things. It's fun. It's a good, solidly well-drawn DC beginning to a crossover book. Epic event starts here. I don't know how many issues there are. I don't know what the heck all else is going to do. Am I going to read the rest digitally or pick it up? Not sure. I might see if there's if there's crossovers, and I'll read those digitally. I might pick up the main thing physically because I do really like the art, and I really like Tom Taylor in general as a writer. He's got a solid handle on superhero epics, so decent, not amazing. But nothing has really been amazing in a while. Yeah, I mean, honestly. And then best book of the week and my favorite cover of the week. Swan Songs. Is it 5? Yeah, it is number 5. W. Maxwell Prince, who's the writer of Ice Cream Man, who's great at writing these single issue stories. usually kind of sad, usually kind of hopeless, and usually kind of despairing. And Alex Ekman Lawn on the art. Alex Ekman Lawn's art is interesting. It kind of reminds me of Dave McKean back in the Vertigo days. There's a lot of collage elements. I think they're all done digitally now, and a little bit of like Bill Sienkiewicz, but not either of those. It's his own thing, but it does. The book really does have like a '90s Vertigo feel to it, art wise. Story wise, it's a psychological thriller. No, it's a guy who goes into a trance and then learns some shit about himself. I don't want to spoil it. What he learns, it's not the deepest thing ever. It's not my favorite Swan Songs book ever. It's kind of like, okay, could have maybe predicted some of that. But it's still very well told. It's really solid, and it's my favorite book of the week because the art and the story marry well together, and there is just this sort of hint of melancholy, even though it's not the worst, most dark thing that W. Maxwell Prince has done. When he gets dark, he's really dark. And Swan Songs are about endings. And this is about an ending, but this is actually one of the more positive, upbeat endings, mostly. It's still got a little bit of like, okay, that's probably not a whole 100% positive, but you get the combination of like the art and then the W. Maxwell's, I got it, it's an awkward name to say out loud, dude. Just call yourself Max Prince. Max Prince's art and our story, and Alex's art, and it's a combo. It's just gorgeous, works really well, tells an effective tale. That's my favorite book of the week. It was like a very light week. I'll try and read more digital shit. Life gets in the way. I had turkey and I felt like crap. Not from the turkey, just from other stuff. But anyways, gobble gobble. It's almost December. We're almost through 2023. We can get through this shit. So I put together our best of 2023 list. Not a lot of great comics this year. I'll think about it. All right, see ya.